In this tutorial, I'm going to explain you how to perform Kaplan Meier Survival Analysis using IBM SPSS tool. So there are few important things you have to keep in mind before performing the Kaplan Meier analysis. For example, in this file, you can see that there is some information which we have to check that how this information is affecting the survival. So what actually is a survival? For example, here you can see that in one row, each row, there is information of one sample, you can say any patient, and there are some information of some genes or features that, for instance, ALDH1, GSTM3, UCHL5, these are the names of different genes. And then there is information about the expression of that gene, that if ALDH4A1 is down, it means that its expression is down. If it is 0, it means that I have just set it as there is no difference. This is a normal expression. Then there can be options like up. Up means that obviously if the down is the down expression, then up is the up regulation or overexpression. Then along with these, there are a number of genes, so we can select any gene to perform the analysis. And then we have the information, or should have the information of survival. Like for example, here you can see that overall survival months and the status. Like if the patient is survived for 282 months and the status is still 0, 0. So I have set 0 as alive and 1 as one event, that is the event of death, right? So here you can see that if the patient after 282 months the survival status is still 0, it means that the patient was alive. But here after 212 months the patient is dead, or there is a death event. So information of all the patients along with that whether the patient is alive or dead is available. And now another main factor like the gene expression is available and the number of samples. So now we want to check that the expression of any gene can affect the survival of the patients or not, right? So for that we have to go to analyze, and in an analyze we can go and select the Kaplan Meier survival. So again I should reset it for your understanding. For example, here you just have to select a gene. For example, in the time we have to select the months option, that overall months of overall survival. Then the survival status. So as there are two events, 1 and 0, like, so we are mainly focusing on the event 1, that whether there is a death or not. So we just select a single value, that is death. And now in factor we have to select any of the gene. For example, if we select this PTRM1 gene, for example, right, and then go into select the statistical test. There are 3 of them mentioned with some basic difference in their algorithm. Mainly we use as a default log rank. After selecting log rank, we just keep it that way, and in the options now we want to build a plot. So we click the plot option and uncheck the rest, and then we just say go, right? So here you can see that this output shows that PITRM1 gene has down regulation in these total number of samples, up regulation in these, and the events of death occurred in down out of 4 and for up 24 out of total 116. And now here you can see that it's the log rank p value and chi-squared test value and this plot. So from the p value, that significant value, we can see that there is no significant difference between the up regulation and down regulation of PTRM1 gene, right? There is no significant difference between the curves. For here in the x-axis, you can see that these are the overall survival months, the option we selected, and here is the cumulative survival log, survival value. So based on the information, you can see that there is no significant difference. If there would be a huge difference, then there would be a bigger gap between the two, or as a consistent different gap between the two, just to see if there is any other gene which can give us this significant result that will make you understand more easily. Okay, again, it's not that significant, but here you can see that there is a p-value that is slightly greater than 0.05, and there is a comparatively better graph which is showing a slight difference between the two compared to the previous graph we showed. Right? And one interesting observation, you may have seen that here in the survival analysis, there were 3 options in this input file, that is down, up, and 0. And there is no 0 here. Why this is so? Yes, this is because I just wanted to compare the expression of upregulated genes and upregulation and downregulation, and I just wanted to ignore the normal expression because we are just comparing the upregulation and downregulation. So there is an option feature in Excel that in the SPSS that you can select or exclude any of the information. And if you want to exclude this 0, I've already excluded, and I'll show you how I excluded this information. I just go into the variable view. There are 2 views, right? Data view and variable view. In the variable view, you can go here in the missing value. You can select, for example, I just take the same example which I've already shared, Scooby 2. Here you can see in the missing value, I have selected a discrete missing value that is 0. That's why it is showing no 0 values in the plot. So if I just exclude this and no missing values, and I just say OK, and if I replot the data, right. Now you can see there are 3 values now, 0, down, and up. And now you can see that there is a very significant difference between the 0 and the down value, and the p-value is also showing a very significant drop from less than 0.005. So in this way, you can perform the survival analysis and identify if the expression of any gene or any factor is affecting the overall survival of the patient. So I hope you can now reproduce this result in your own data set. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.